Well, I think it's a function of many things. Look, the bottom line is this: it's not rocket science. If you want to reduce crime, you have to make it risky for criminals to commit crime. Uh, they haven't been prosecuting a large percentage of the violent criminals in Washington, D.C. Those been decisions by the U.S. Attorney during the Biden administration, as well as decisions that the district itself makes, particularly with regard to juveniles. And Pirro today was saying that she wanted to have the laws changed so that the U.S. attorney, her, could go after these juvenile criminals that were committing crimes right now, because they would often be given very light sentences. So, look, here's the bottom line. If you want to deter it, you can make it risky in many ways. You can have higher arrest rates, higher conviction rates, longer prison sentences. You can also make it so that the victims themselves are able to go and protect themselves and defend themselves from crime. I mean, you only have about 1% of the adult population in Washington, D.C. that has a concealed carry permit. And there are all sorts of places where you're banned from being able to go and carry. So there's a good chance that even a lot of that 1% aren't going around carrying because it's just not practical given the number of gun-free zones that exist there. So, the fact that a victim might be able to go and defend themselves in a carjacking can also make it riskier for criminals to commit crimes. And if my research convinces me of anything, there are basically two groups of people who benefit the most from being able to go and have guns. They're women and elderly people, people who are relatively weaker physically. You know, I was chief economist for the U.S. Sentencing Commission. I must have read over 1,000 trial transcripts. And these criminals, they may be stupid in some sense, but they're not that dumb. If they see somebody who's weaker, an easier target, that's the person that they go after. And so, having a woman by herself is often a very attractive target for these guys because they feel the strength advantages that they have. They don't have to worry about anything that she might do. If you give her a gun or allow her to be able to have a gun for protection, that can often make a big difference. I mean, it's a great equalizer in that case. And the other group of people who benefit the most are the people who are the most likely victims of violent crime. And that's basically poor blacks who live in high crime urban areas. And there's a lot of those who live in Washington, D.C.